Well, let's talk about where you started. When were you bit by the comedy bug?
It started in 1968, about 4 in the morning, when my mother's water broke.
That's out the womb.
That's when it hit the fan, baby.
You came out funny?
Came out funny. I can remember telling my first joke. I was about 4 or 5 years old, sitting on my father's lap. And my father was Richard Pryor funny. Yeah. He'd come to the projects, everybody gathered. He started jonesing and snapping on everybody. Yeah. And I remember him saying to this big dude named Michael Purvis, "Tell him your mother's this and that and the third." And I was like, "Yeah, man." And everybody started laughing.
And what'd that feel like the first time?
I was like 4 or 5. I don't remember. I remember that day. But I was like, like kids.
Made you want to do it again, probably, and again and again.
Yeah, but then I went through hard times growing up as a teen and all that, but then I got to high school. Yeah. And I realized I was the funny, me, my boy Leroy Williams and Stubbs, we would like the Jones and people would cut class to see us snap on each other in the lunchroom, cut class for 4 periods, just to see it. We had big crowds in high school. Yeah. Then that's when I realized that when you're funny, you get the girls.
Oh.
There you go.
You ask any girl or woman what she loves most in a man, it's his sense of humor. Really? I realized that. Then I became funny. It wasn't just Jones, and I would act it out.
Really?
I would act the Jones out. And then the girls liked me. Then later on, it turned into a business. I seen Martin, who's my inspiration. I went one day, my boy worked at Def Jam, and he got us tickets to see Martin Lawrence at Def Jam. It was a show that had Crazy Sam and Charlie Barnett on it. And I seen Martin, and he looked like me, and he sounded like me, and he was talking like where we came from, and I just identified, and it inspired me. That's why to this day, I just saw Martin about a month ago. We both got TV shows on FX now. And I love him, and you know, every time I see my dude, that's my OG, you know, and watching him, I was inspired. 4 months later, I was on TV doing stand-up on Def Jam.
Awesome. You know, your childhood
just hungry.
Tracy, your childhood wasn't an easy one, and you've been very open about the challenges that you faced growing up.
Yeah, my dad dying of AIDS in '87 from shooting heroin from Vietnam. He was drafted at 17 years old, and my mom's having all those kids, and it was tough for her, but in her defense, she did the best she could. That's why I love her. You know what I'm saying? But I just, at some point, needed my dad. And I was so young. Yeah. And she was like really, as a young mom, maybe terrified, maybe angry at me for running away to my dad. But at that age, 11, I knew I needed him. I didn't want to become a statistic like the rest of my friends who never got out of the teens.
What's your message to the kids to ensure that maybe they don't become a statistic?
Stay the course. Stay the course. It's okay to dream, just don't become a dreamer. Realize it. Start going for it. Don't let nobody tell you. Don't read no books about Italy. Plot the course to get there and go there. It's like that scene in with Robin Williams and Matt Damon and what's the name of that movie?
What is it?
You know what I'm talking about.
I do.
Yeah, that movie. What was that movie, Jeff?
Robin
Williams.
Good Will Hunting.
Hunting.
When he said, I could ask you a question about the Mona Lisa and you could press a button and give me all kind of fancy answers, but it's not like going there and smelling it and touching it and seeing it. And that's what my father instilled in me. Go for it. Pull the trigger. Nothing's impossible.
What do you think he would make of your success?
Everything is possible.
Everything's possible.
What do you think?
Yeah.
I don't know. I just know this. God takes certain people out of your life because they might stop your progress. He might have stopped. I might not be sitting here with you if he was alive. Yeah. But he's with me in a greater capacity now. I feel his presence and he's gotten me through it. So he's my greatest warrior angel.
And you're his legacy.
It's my dad.
Can we talk about 30 Rock? I told you earlier, I fall asleep to you every night. The reruns air on Fox.
Well, you know why? Because Tina and the writers there, not just Tina, but the writers, you know, John Rigi and all these guys, you know, they were able to capture our essence of each character, and each character developed. Yeah. So it was an awesome show to do for 7 seasons. We did 7 great seasons on 30 Rock. It was a pleasure to work with Alec and Tina and Jane and Jack and Judah and Kevin.com and Grizz, the whole cast. We were just, it was every day. We were like a family there, man.
Now, your character's name is Tracy Jordan.
Right.
So how close are you, the real Tracy Morgan, to the character Tracy Jordan?
See, sometimes people ask me that. I wonder if they ask Tina Fey that.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
I wonder if they ask Alec that. But they always ask me that, like if I was somebody just picked off the streets. No, I'm an actor. Yes. You know, that's what I do. You know, it's just, the only thing that me and that character have in common is the name Tracy. You know, I'm pretty subdued off stage.
What do you think
subdued.
will set this apart from the 2003 show that you had, the Tracy Morgan show? I mean, what's going to set it apart? What makes it new and fresh for us?
Well, the 30 Rock was a version of my alter ego when I used to party, when I was a bad boy getting in trouble out there, learning how to have money and stuff. Just learning how to have it, you know what I mean? And his name was Chico Divine. And Tina saw that. Tina partied with me after Saturday night, the after parties, the infamous.
Yeah.
So she took that and she captured that, and that was brilliant. That's genius move. But the Tracy Morgan show was really loosely based on me and my brothers and sisters and the struggle with my dad and my mom and all of that. Yeah. That's what that was based on. And some people weren't comfortable with that.
Right.
You know, we don't identify with that. We like the Tracy, quirky, so I was pretty subdued in that. But when I got on 30 Rock, the genie was out of the bottle.
Yeah.
And he wasn't going back in.
Can we quickly talk about your SNL years?
People couldn't really take Brian Fellows having a family.
Oh, great.
Maybe I should have leaned back for 2 years before I went into it.
I understand that.
Right?
Yeah, let them digest that.
In your memoir, you write that SNL didn't really quite understand your brand of humor.
Well,
Explain.
it takes time. That wasn't a bad thing. When you're coming into a situation where you have, you know, white writers, and they don't know where you come from, they don't know that, it takes time for them to get your voice.
Right.
People think they could just come right in and everybody knows you. No, it takes time, and I was patient. But eventually, the last 4 seasons, I was on fire.
Yeah. You were on fire.
What do you make of the black female cast member? She's also having to kind of learn her audience.
Why not? It's gonna make you listen. This is what Mayweather said. Like I said, tough people, tough times don't last. Tough people do. I'm quite sure she'll do well. Just hang in there. Don't quit. Just hang on in there. It's
And
good
is that
to see that.
long overdue hire, you think, for the black female
We've
cast
had
member?
black females on SNL before. We've had black females on SNL before. You know, there was several of them. There was Maya. There was
Ellen
Clayhorn.
Yeah.
With the dreads, she was a little before my time. She died of cancer. She was awesome.
Yes.
She was Eddie Murphy funny.
All right. So what's next for you?
She has her legacy. She has to. Now they left the door open for her. Now the door's down. She has to really do her thing, so other young black females can come along and do well.
All right.
And do well on the show. Thank God the show is still there as a vehicle for anyone.
Absolutely.
They've had Spanish people on the show now. It's just a diverse world that we're living in. You know, it's good.
And the show should be a reflection of that.
Sure,
Yeah.
it's good.
So
I
what's
like that.
next for you?
Decision. Good looking, Marcy. Marcy Klein.
Marcy
did
Klein,
that,
yeah. So what's next for you?
When people ask me that, I like to say I can't call it. I may spoil it. I like to leave that in God's hands. I'm just enjoying this show right now.
Okay.
I'm in the moment all the time.
There's an FXX show in the works?
Yeah, FXX. I don't like to talk about it because it's still in the conceptual phase.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I'm really superstitious about it, although that's silly. I don't want to jinx it. You know, I just want people to have a pleasant surprise when it comes on TV.
All right.
Enjoy it.
But Turn It Funny, we can talk
It's
about
now
that. It's
and
now.
here. Yeah,
it's here.
that's awesome.
All right.
That's awesome. Turn It Funny. Go out and see me at the theater near you, y'all. Check me out.
Oh, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me. You
Thank
guys, I love you guys.
You
Thank you.
really.
You guys are beautiful. I love you guys being here. Don't wait so long to bring me back.
We will not.
I always
at all.
got some junk to talk about with y'all, man.
Right.
What's going on? Hey, when you see me on the streets, act like you know me. Trey Bag, holla.
That is awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And you're watching Arise Entertainment 360.